Hello, I'm Ethan Oberst of the CattleFax Closing Bell. Today's CattleFax Closing Bell is sponsored by Zoetis. As a cattle feeder, you want to increase weight gains and improve feed efficiency. But what about improving labor efficiency in your operation? Extended duration Synovex 1 feedlot implants with their patented coating give you the flexibility to implant once and get up to 200 days in improved weight gain. Learn more at growwithsynovex.com. Do not use Synovex products in veal calves. Refer to label for complete directions for use, precautions, and warnings. Steer carcass weights experienced a record large decline from January 1st, even outpacing winter weather-influenced years. Steer carcass weights dropped 73 pounds or 8.5% from the first of the year to May 1st, and 86 pounds from last fall's high. Year-to-date, steer carcass weights are running below year-ago levels by 17 pounds. So what has caused this historical drop in finishing weights of fed cattle? This can be mainly attributed to curtness of the fed cattle industry. In other words, feed yard managers were marketing cattle early compared to their projected marketing date. This in turn equates to fewer days on feed and lighter finished animals. Cattle were being marketed earlier due to the record large basis levels, aggressive harvest rates by the packers, and profitability in the feed yard sector. Some of that drop in the weights was recorded in the spring can be attributed to the late spring snowstorms that were experienced across a large majority of the cattle feeding region. However, since the 1st of May, carcass weights have increased roughly 23 pounds. Weights will continue to grow in the fourth quarter. Typically, weights would increase roughly 6% from the May low to the fall high. Using those parameters, the fall steer carcass weight high would be roughly 881 pounds. However, expect a larger than average increase in the second half of the year as we experience a larger than average break into the spring. CattleFax estimates the fall high will occur in October or November this year around the 900 to 910 pound mark. With a growing supply of cattle in the third and fourth quarters this year, in combination with larger carcass weights, will mean a larger supply of beef. Carcass weights will need to be monitored through the second half of the year. Thanks for watching. Remember to visit CattleFax.com to become a member and receive the latest market news and analysis.
The beef business has never been for the faint of heart. The pressures are real, the risks are high, but the opportunities have never been greater. So how do you sort through it all to decide which way to go? For more than 40 years, CattleFax has led the way. Become a member at www.cattlefax.com. We're the time-proven leader in research, analysis, and information, equipped with the industry's most powerful database. Our team is impartial, objective, our vision is global, and our focus is you. CattleFax, the deciding factor.